2, 3, 4, 5.
Hi, my name's Gabriella. I live in Austin, Texas. I'm 10 years old and I'm going into the 5th grade. And today I'm going to show you how I make the sushi that I make. So the first thing you want to do is you want to cut up a cucumber. You want to cut off the ends and then set those aside. And then what I do is I cut it in half by just cutting it in half basically. And then after I get that score on it, I just press down completely, and then it's cut in half. Then I flip it over, and you want to cut it very thinly when making sushi, because else it just will be like big bites of cucumber, and that's not very good. So I just cut it very thinly. And I'm only going to use half a cucumber today because I don't need that much for my roll. And you can make them as thick or as thin as you'd like. I like them to be this thickness, where if you hold it up, you can actually kind of see through the skin. That's what I like. But you can do whatever you like. And you can make them shorter. I'm using a baby cucumber today because I find them to be the perfect length for when I make my sushi. But you can use the long cucumbers or the short or the baby cucumbers. So now that I have enough for my roll, I'm just going to set everything else aside and start on everything else. So what I have here is sushi rice. Sushi rice, you can buy it from the store. But what you have to do is after you cook it, you mix it with rice vinegar, sugar, and salt to make it taste like sushi rice. Because regular rice doesn't have any flavor to it. Well, it just tastes like rice. And that's what sushi rice tastes like unless you do the flavorings to it. And sushi rice, if you've never had it, it tastes like vinegary but a little sweet. And then in this little metal container, I have sesame seeds. And then in here, I have spicy tuna because that's the roll I'm making today. And in here is sushi grade ahi tuna because if you don't use sushi grade, it's not safe to eat raw because they haven't cleaned it very well. Or like they just haven't made it sushi grade. So what I have in here is I put salt, pepper, I put Japanese mayonnaise, and then I put sriracha, and then I chopped up jalapenos very thinly, and then as you can see them like the little green dots. And then in here I have nothing but just water, straight up water. See, just water. No, nothing special. And the reason you want to use water is because else the rice sticks to your hand. Like, see how it would just stick to my hands? But then when I dip it in the water and I pick it up, it doesn't stick. So that's why you want to use it. And now into making the roll. So, like I said before, you want to dip your fingers in the water, and then you want to kind of work it into the sushi rice, and then you pick it up, and you will have some rice in your bowl because it also helps us get it to not stick. And you just want to knead it in and just do a nice thin layer. And I'm not making an inside-out roll today, but if you were, you'd want to have plastic wrap over your sushi mat or your bamboo mat, and you'd put the rice on thicker than how I'm doing it, and then you'd flip it over. But since I'm not doing that today, I'm not going to show you how to do it because I'm not doing it today. So what you're going to do is so you just want to, you don't want too much rice because then it's just like rice roll, and that's not good. And you can make whatever sushi roll you want to make. You can make a veggie roll, a California roll, which has like vegetables and imitation crab in it. You can make a spicy tuna roll like we're making, a shrimp tempura roll, which is like fried shrimp with vegetables with it. And there's a lot of different kinds of sushi, and then I'm making the sushi roll, but then there's the sushi where it's rice, a little rice block that has the fish over it, but I'm not making that today. So after you've laid your rice out, what you want to do is you want to grab your fillings, and I already have mine measured out to be the right amount, but kind of depends how much you want in it. Like I have it to be the amount I want. And you want to make it into a little log, like that. And I'm actually going to wet my fingers once more and get a little more rice, just for right here. And after you've done that, You want to put your cucumbers. You can do whatever vegetables you want to, but I'm doing cucumbers because I just find that to be a bit more like, I like the crunch of it and just everything about it. I find it more appetizing. And so what I did is I actually covered like the log in it, but of course you don't have to do that. You can skip that stuff and just put it in. And then what you're gonna do is you wanna get a little bit of sesame seeds and you just wanna sprinkle it over. And then you wanna pick this, your bamboo mat or sushi mat up. You wanna fold it over, pinch, and then pull this side tightly just to fold it. And then I take it off and just do one big final fold. And then I put it back in this and I roll it up and then I just press and then I take it out and then you have your sushi roll. And what you want to do is usually there's like just parts where it's just seaweed right there, so I just chop those parts off before serving it to anybody. And then after you do that, with a clean knife you want to wet it a little bit so it cuts through it easier. It's the same thing like with your fingers. And then you just want to slice it. You can slice it as thin or as thick as you want. And then serve it with your favorite dipping sauce, and that's all. Thank you.